The Zamarias. For those who dwell on the Isle of Zama, raw sunshine has tanned their creamy complexions to beautiful shades of brown. Some are the color of the grains of sand found in the Sahara Desert. Know that some are the color of golden honey and cinnamon. Some are the color of roasted coffee beans and dried black olives. And a few here and there are so very pale as one of Sister Duck's eggs. Know that some have kinky hair and some have silky black tresses. Some have curly and some have straight. Some even have peppercorns, cornrows, braids, and dreads. Most of their eyes are a rainbow of browns, from the lightest beige to the darkest ochre, except the so very pale ones, whom have an eye color that belongs only to him, and the ones who have seen a god. Know that the gods of Candomble do all that they can to keep mankind from seeing them as they soar through the bright Songhai skies. But Sisters of Eve are a different story. The gods want them to see them parade high above their heads and see them as mankind. And when they did, the gods changed the color of their eyes so that mankind would know for surety that this Sister of Eve has seen a god. Aye! To change the color of one's eyes? Only a god could do that. To have eyes the color of violets means that you have seen a god turn into a man right before your eyes and back again. Sister of Eve have oftentimes told the tale of a dark shadow blocking out raw sunshine. So dark had the sky become that it caused them to look up with frightened eyes to see what had caused them to disappear so suddenly, only to see the biggest bird they have ever seen in their life turn into a man as soon as his thick muscular claws touched the ground. Some even told of the gold rings around their claws that were now around his manly ankles. Some had seen the feathers on his head turn into a mane of hair, and his chiseled beak turn into a nose and a mouth. Know that all were most handsome to look upon, which left one most bedazzled, as if they had drank sweet grape wine. Aye, what say you? What say you? I say, those birds with green eyes, the so very pale ones, are just plain evil. No, yes, I tell you truth. Red eyes mean that you are dead, and your eyes are in the back of your head. You would need them to watch your back in the land, where the evil bookers haunt. No matter the color of their eyes, none have seen the one who takes care of them, as if they were a beloved pet, a mongrel, or a Siamese cat. I say to you that the goddesses of Candomble have been heard of, but no one has ever been seen by mankind except for the goddess Candomble, who hasn't been seen by those who dwell below the clouds for many, many seasons, unlike the gods, who have been seen most recently. Know that the two of the gods have a desire to mate with a Sister of Eve, one that they have already chosen, who will be claimed on the night of Candomble, when Sisters of Eve danced for the gods. Aye, what say you? What say you? I say, we thank Yah that we are not the one that will never return to our kin and kith ever again. I tell you truth. Know that if I should ever see a bird man, that I will beg Yah most passionately to give me the legs of Sister Jackwire. Mambo Esther, from the clan of those who dwell on the Isle of Zama. Many, many seasons have passed since the goddess Candomble has visited her earthly garden, and the goddess has not been seen since that day. Know that Mambo Kasura's soul no longer walks the path of life, nor does Christina's. Know that when Yah claimed their souls, both had earned their woman's circle, and both had been blessed with grandkid to sit at their feet. For surety both had boasted that the reason their souls had walked the path of life so long was because they had laid eyes on the goddess Kinsembai herself. All of the isle knew they had spoken truth. None with violent eyes have walked amongst them since. Know that Christina's girl kid Esther is Mambo of the Isle of Zama now. She has made it to the chieftain warrior James and his man Tujimoho, who just turned 15 seasons and will be dancing in the ceremony of becoming a woman in a fortnight, and little Jewetty, who is barely 5 seasons. Whenever Mambo Esther made her way to the hut of one whose blessing had decided to come when Luna was high in the midnight sky, she oftentimes thought of her grandman, Mambo Katula, whom often told of the eve she had seen the bird woman, who all now knew had been the goddess Kansembai. How she had ran with her own man, Christina, in her arms, screaming and hollering for Yah to save them. Esther, she had cried most pitifully. Know that I have never been so scared in my life. I tell you true. The bejeebers flew in my belly so quick, I almost lost my pee. To see what is not of this world is most frightening. Aye, know for surety that her heart would jump out of her chest if she were to see a giant bird woman come to life. Why, she would drop her reeling basket and run as if King Gakko, the Prince of Darkness himself, was nipping at her backside. Aye, she could not even phantom a bird as big as she. Mambo Esther quickly picked up her step. There had been much whispering amongst the crowd woman, who spoke of much cawing and rustling of leaves that fell from the treetops, as if a flock of magpies were perched above their heads. That when they looked up, they saw not a bird or a monkey. All were afraid to tell what they had heard and not seen. They did not want to be stoned to death by the choir warriors for hearing magic, so they kept their secrets amongst themselves. Know that they met in the birthing hut, where mankind was forbidden to enter, thanks to goddesses. They did not want them to see or hear their shame when they began to keen and wail with the gut-wrenching screams of the sirens of the 7 seas, while they gripped the soothing hands and the comforting body of their man or grandman, sometimes the old Mambo herself, until the receiver of the clinging grips pulled the claws from around their waists or broke wind from being squeezed too tight. Know that no man would dare to enter the sacred place that the gods had forbade them not to. They did not want to be burnt to a cinder, nor beat by the old nursemaids, Abigail and Jezebel, whom sat cross-legged with ivory pipes hanging from their sneering wrinkled lips, and a 4-foot bamboo rod across their bony knees, that they would smack across the shoulders and backside of those who dared to try and rush past them. When they heard aye or aye aye, they could not wait for the so very pale goat herder Simon Khalil, who walked around the aisle with goat dung on his sandals. His mate Kathy had dropped their blessing, a boy cat who was now in the bathing room getting washed and dressed, along with her babe. Both would be put to bed, the babe in a birthing basket that would go home with the man, full of liberal teas that would strengthen her blood, along with shea butter salves that would rub on her belly and woman's breasts to help with strap marks and toughen up her teeth when the babe began to suckle. An old cloth lined linen lined with soft cloths from the cattails that had burst, all that she would need while Luna's blood flowed from her body. Know that those who thought their mate had birthed the next most feared warrior were the ones who could not wait to see the boy kid that they had made, and they thought they could breach the wall of the old dusty bones. Know for surety that a simple goat herder would not be the first one to breach the dusty wall of Abigail and Jezebel's old bones before they made the journey to paradise, whom rested their stooped backs and bony backsides on goose-down pillows as they sat just inside the opening of the birthing hut, where they can see whomever comes up the birthing path, whether it be man or beast, where they could hear every single word that was uttered from those who came to tell and hear the secrets that would no longer be kept secret. Know that whenever the crowd women welcomed a new life into the clan, they leisurely sipped warm banana wine and nibbled on sweet and savory chapati. This day, some were stuffed with pineapples and sweet figs, and others with spicy goat meat and potatoes, while they held their heads close together as they spoke of the magic that they had heard and not seen. The new man, Kilolo, who comes from the clan of the Pygmies, sat on a bed filled with soft feathers of Sister Emu, propped up against overstuffed pillows covered with the hide of Sister Zebra, smacking most noisily as she bit into the savory chapati she held in her small brown hands, while our newly birthing little Raja lay fast asleep in a birthing basket high above his ma'am's small peppercorn head, where she would be waited on hand and foot for 14 days and will only be allowed to nurse her babe so that they may bond. She must rest so she can get her strength back, so she will not perish from giving birth. How can she do that if she has a babe suckling at her teeth and another one pulling at her backside? Mambo Esther, I remember that she was your grandma of your people, smacked Kilolo between sips of spicy chai tea. Mambo Esther, know that this is the High Priestess Naomi. We share the same man. She's a rari to the Songhai with her kin, and the Keith of my maid, the crowd warrior Pillai. She brings true from afar to see the babe that I have birthed. Know that I am most pleased to see her. Both smiled at each other, showing their small white pointed teeth. Teeth that had been filed to sharp points to make them look beautiful. Naomi and Kilolo were thought to be most becoming. Naomi comes with good wishes that my man's soul still walks the path of life, that she is most pleased that I have her in my woman's circle, and that she has grandkid to sit at her feet. Naomi, sweet Kilolo, say to all why you have come to this place. First, I say to Mambo Esther, hollered the small pygmy with the royal sister Ioness, that I am most honored to be amongst you and your clan. Know that I have come to the Songhai with truth. Know that it is written in the Book of Yah has come to pass. High Priestess Naomi, whispered Esther, as she stoked the flames in the hearth and threw bunches of dry sage into the dancing orange yellow flames. The sweet burning sage would get rid of any evil local bookers working about, even though no man would dare to enter this sacred place. That does not mean they will listen. They will not listen to what comes out of it. Now I beg you to sit in a place of honor. Shimojo, man, bring the High Priestess a cup of banana wine and a sweet and savory chapati. Ma'am, know that I will. Sister of Kilolo, may I call the old servers to bring the man of our clan, who will wash the dust from your feet. Know that we do as Yah's own cat. Sarah Kizzy is the ancient one of our clan, and she is the oldest, the last one of the past on the Isle of Zama, whose soul still walks the path of life. Our last link to our beginning, to our honorable ancestors, those from which we come from, those that we should never forget. All should know those from which they come from. By letting her wash your feet, we show her she is beyond greatness in our clan, and she will have another story to pass to the grandkid that will sit at our feet one day. Ancient one, hollered the High Priestess Naomi, know that your mane of white humbles me to my soul, that you would honor me by washing my feet, but I cannot let you do it. How my heart would break to see my man at my own feet. Know that I cannot stop the tears that would flow from my eyes to see my own man's soul. You have been blessed beyond measure to have grandkid to sit at your feet. Zara Kizzy, know that I give you the honor. Come sit in my place. Whilst I sit at your feet, I will say to all why I have come to this Songhai. Chimojo, ma'am, will you bring the ancient one a bowl of chai tea and the sweet and savory chapati while I fetch the High Priestess a blanket to sit upon? Ma'am, know that I will. Now, High Priestess Naomi, say to us all that you know. Cackled Mambo Esther, as she spread the colorful purple and green broadcloth blanket at the ancient one's freshly washed feet. Know that all ears belong to you. None who sit here will ever babble what you say in this place, as we do not want to be stoned to death for hearing make-believe. We, Mambo Esther, the ancient one cried most pitifully as she lowered her runny brown eyes sheepishly. May I have a cup of banana wine and 2 chapatis? No, they are my favorite. What say you? Zara Kizzy, I say that you may have a whole calabash of banana wine and all the chapati you can eat, if it is your wish. Then I wish it, cackled the ancient one, who eagerly grabbed the ivory cup and gulped the heady brew down without stopping, held the now empty cup out to be filled again, and did the same, smacked her wrinkled brown lips, and belched quite loudly. Aye! She hollered as she smiled at the crowd of women, showing her toothless gums. Oh, that I beg your forgiveness, whom all sat holding their hands over their mouths as they tried so very hard to hold the giggles in their throats. Know that the laughter from the birthing hut made the monkeys in the treetops hoot and grunt, as if they too were in on the annex of the ancient one. The High Priestess Naomi, from the clan of the Pygmies. Sisters of Eve, hollered the High Priestess Naomi, the times are upon us. Know that I bring you truth as the one who is learnt in the Book of Yah. I come to you with what I have seen with my own two eyes in the land where the keepers of the Book of Yah dwell. I say to you all what I have heard with my own ears from fortune tellers and charlatans, from believers and deceivers, from monks and prophets, from what is written in the stars. I bring you truth. Know that it is written in the Book of Yah that the gods will choose mates from the girl kid of mankind. All that they desire, I say to you that that day has come. No. Yes. Mambo Esther. Know that I tell you truth. She may come from the shores of Sierra Leone, or the savage jungles of the Congo, mayhap from the Isle of Madagascar. I do not know, but I know for surety that one will be chosen on the night of Candomble from those who will dance in the ceremony of becoming a woman. One will be scooped up and flown high above the clouds, never to be seen by her kin and Keith until the day her soul leaves her body. Aye, what say you? What say you? I say to you all, on that night, a God will mate with a sister of Eve. I say pray to Yah that she is not yours. Know that the gods of Candomble do all that they can to keep mankind from seeing them. But we are not mankind. We are pleasing to look upon. To the gods that dare to watch our naked backsides from the treetops high above our heads when we bathe in the warm waters. They can see us, but we cannot see them. They have the eyes of Brother Eagle. I know that some of you have felt them looking down on you. Hi, whispered a few of the young girls in unison as they vigorously nodded their heads up and down. Those times that you feel that there is an evil booker living inside of your head. Know that it made me feel the bee jeepers jump in my belly and crawl up my back, cried Tivana, who was to dance this season. Shh, shh, hollered Mambo Esther. Let the High Priestess Naomi have our ears. I say to you all that the gods desire to mate with us. They wish to be seen as mankind. And our eyes, all sitting to this place, are very much afraid of seeing a god. Which one of you desires to be chosen to mate with a birdman and be flown high above the clouds, never to be seen again? Not me, whispered Jamoja. Not me, cried Shiloh and Nevaeh. Not me, cried the so very pale Celeste. No, there were several more. I will not dance. Followed by a whole lot of sniffles and shushes. Know that you must dance, the High Priestess Naomi all but screamed, then lowered her scream to a holler when she spied the ancient one's raised brows, which said, Stop screaming like a banshee. I do not want to be killed. I say to you all, if you do not dance, you will never be able to complete your woman's circle without being stoned to death. Know that when your belly swells without a mate, standing behind you, covering you with his shadow of protection, excuse me, saying to all that whoever throws the first rock will have to do battle with me. Mayhap you will not be killed if you pray to the goddess Kinsimba. and she takes pity upon you, I tell you truth, you will be most thankful to be forced to leave the clan with your life in the hide of Sister Camel filled with water. Mayhap you will find your Joseph on the long safari home, beyond the borders from which you come from. No, it's better to walk the path of life with shame than to be killed by mortar and stones. Even though mankind is most unforgiving, know that Yah is not. He is most forgiving. You will need him now more than ever. Yah is the only one who can save you from your destiny if it is his will. High Priestess Naomi, what say you? Are you not the one who is called Winter? The cocoa-skinned beauty from the Nubia nodded her small dark head. Winter! I say you have link with Luna. You are a woman. This is your 15th season. Your season can only be changed if you are deadly ill or your soul no longer walks the path of life. But who are we to say? It is better to be made into a bad man than to never earn your woman's circle. That is not a choice for those of us who have already danced. Know that we feel your pain. We cannot change what is written in the stars. Shh, shh. Cooed Mambo Esther. Shh, shh. Let the High Priestess have our ears. We must all keep our tongues behind our teeth. But the fierce whisper between those who were to dance could not be stopped by Mambo Esther's pleas of shushes. Ani! Hollered the ancient one. Know that you make my head ache. Yah, give me the strength. She cried most pitifully to the heavens above. It is a shame to waste life on the young who do not know when to stop blabbering. All of you will keep your mouth shut. You may be women in Luna's eyes, but in mine, you are still a spoiled pack of star-nosed girl kid whose backsides can still be smacked. Now I say to all of you, which one of you girl kid wishes me to call the old nurse words? Who smacked the first backside of the one who dares to call me upon them? Now, say to me, all of you, who that are to dance, did the High Priestess had your ears? One of you mayhap will be chosen. May the goddesses forbid. Do you not want to know what to do to keep from being caught? What should you do? What should you not do? If you are the one who is chosen, what say you? No one spoke a word. The Ancient One nodded her mane of white to the High Priestess and held out her cup to Mambo Esther to be filled for the third time with the heady banana wine, who waited most patiently for the Ancient One to empty the cup, then filled the cup for the last time. The calabash was empty. The Ancient One smiled guiltily at Mambo Couture as she lowered her giddy brown eyes. High Priestess Naomi, laughed Mambo Esther. Know that the old nursemores say that the warrior Pele and the goat herder Simon Khalil are on the birthing path. We can no longer keep them from their mates and newly birthed kith. High Priestess, will you end with words of wisdom and a blessing to our clan? Mambo Esther, know that I will. I say to those of you who would dance to keep your eyes to the stars, It will be dusk when you dance. If you should see Brother Shoebill Stewart suddenly appear in the midnight sky, you had best close your eyes and run with all your might and beg Yah most pitifully not to let you run into a tree and knock yourself out and wake up in the nest high above the treetops, never to be seen again. Made it to a birdman. I say pray with all your might for the one who'll be chosen to ease the pain in her and her mate's hearts. May the blessings of the gods fall upon all of you this night.